Okay, so this one is now starting at 3:29. And the other one just stopped because internet crash. So let me fix this real quick. Okay. Oh, lame, dude.
Since you're so helpful, As a descendant of aristocrats, the very best families, I have a duty to the common people. I live my life fulfilling that duty. And part of that duty is ensuring these items are returned to their rightful owners. What I'm showing you is just a portion of the collection. If you come to the refuge, we'll be able to continue our confabulation. Until then, remember this hound when golden wings shine. As a descent, part of that duty is ensuring these items are returned to their rightful owners. What I'm showing you is just a portion of the collection. If you come to the refuge, we'll be able to continue our confabulation. Until then, remember this hound when golden wings shine.
Ooh, I don't have nothing. He's got everything. Aww. See, that's a spoiler. Wow. What a spoiler.
Since you're so helpful.
That's bullshit. That's bullshit, man.
Since you're so...
Fuck you, Alidoro. See, that's why the game crashed. Internet crashed. The whole universe was like on my side. Like, don't look at this dude. Stop. But see, I couldn't read it. I couldn't read the sign. I know people are like, wait, that doesn't mean anything. Yeah, it does. And I couldn't read the sign because of the discombobulation, which is a word this game uses. The discombobulation of my brain. If I can focus and if I can think right and I can get my thoughts straight and I can just like focus, because like it's about like reaching a meditative state and not having your thoughts destroyed, and then a little thing like that might happen and I'll be like, oh, I better not look. Like, it'll come to my head and I'll just know, and then I'll like listen to myself because I'll know. But when there's a lot of confusion and you're not gonna have clear thoughts like that. You're not gonna see the thing that you need to see when it happens, because that's about the patterns. What was I talking about on like April 1st this year? That was last year, talking about like indirect patterns. And no, here's a shortcut. Yeah, I was talking about like indirect patterns and how things, and I don't even know what I was talking about, but some of it still makes sense. How a lot of people don't notice patterns because they're indirect, and I have to look up what I said. That's crazy. But the basis of what I was saying was, it's really hard to think when this organ's going. Like, legit, that's messing me up. The thing is about indirect patterns is because oh man, what was I talking about, man? I had it all figured out in that moment, you know? But you know, there's patterns. Everybody notices, or a lot of people notice like regular patterns because it's like, oh, this happens, this happens. But it's the indirect patterns that people don't notice. And that can be like every time this happens and that happens and then this happens and then that happens. But then the indirect pattern is seeing something in between that triggers those other patterns. So like when this happens, that happens, but this, the whole this thing, this will only, that part, you know, there's the this part and there's the that part right now. So the this part is only gonna happen when other stuff happens, and then there's other things. So it's hard to say because I'm trying not to like come up with examples. But basically, the indirect patterns are patterns that you're unaware of because they're it could be triggers, could be words, little moments, you know, and there's a pattern to life where Man, I have to like read what I said. I really should have wrote more down that day. But I was probably in a bad mood, and I had this brilliant idea, and I was like, oh, I better write this. But you know, when I'm in a good mood, and I have a good idea like that, I will write more down. But maybe that's part of why I've been in such a bad mood recently, is because I do have a lot better ideas. And if I was raised a different way, not by my parents, but just like how I learned, if I would have like learned how to use my anger and my in a constructive, artful way, right? Use my emotions in general instead of like sitting on them and stewing, then I would be able to like sit down and write or draw and put it all into good. I can do that when I'm feeling good. I can't do it when I'm feeling bad. That's why I just try to make myself feel
It's a
better.
reminder of the quiet power of faith. I'll remember this forever, Stalker.
So, the indirect pattern. I'm not even sure what I meant by that day, but it was something about like how it's like a circle of life, and you know, life changing, like seasons and moods and different stuff. And those are patterns everybody notices. And now something like that's a more permanent thing. It's hard to example into the indirects, but the indirect patterns might be like birds migrating, or leaves falling, or you know. Now I understand that that's more knowledge based now than, so people understand that that's what that means. But when stuff like that happens in actual life or to your own personal, you know, it's always that, like, you know, when you're on the outside looking in, you're on the inside, so you don't see it all the time when it's your life and you see something change. You don't see the pattern, you know. But then you know that there's ups and downs, so that's like the seasons, kind of. And you might be feeling good, you might be feeling bad one day. You might see a bird fly by, and you're not gonna notice. You're not gonna like remember what happened last time a bird flew by, you know. But that's what it is, you know. There's a lot of little indirect things in life. But honestly, what I said before, I knew I had more to it, and I can't remember it. I can't. I already tried once and I couldn't. But I read somebody's comment that they posted, and that's the only reason I even went back rereading my thing. And so I think their comment kind of messed me up. Look at you. Oh, those are cool. Look at those eyes. I want diamond eyes. Jewel, ruby. Or, they're none of those. Well, the top middle one's a ruby. about? Oh, that part gets me. Oh, so fucking creepy. Come on. Okay. I know what I have to do. Wait. What I needed to do was upgrade this arm. You feel me? where's my dang pocket watch? I like going in my bag for my pocket watch. I'm like, where is it? That was a good one. 8 was 128 out of 128, 20, 58, 150, 128, 58.
I always welcome friends.
Thanks, bud. I mean, that's just part of my problem too, is because I haven't been able to get my thoughts focused. I know it's weird, but it's like kind of about like enlightenment. And there's a lot of things I spoke, but I should have wrote it down. But then when I try to do the whole speech to text, sometimes it gets it wrong. And then I'm like trying to read what I said, and it's like, what? And watch, you won't even be able to hear a word I said because of this organ. So it'll be like all that talking I did was pointless. Yeah. one. And why do I taste blood? Uh-oh. See, so this was already supposed to be done in the last one, man. Oh, stupid internet. Having to crap out on me. Dang blue bloods. Who's that? Oh.
And now, the stage is set.
I want to go back to the old Krat. The old me. Before the greed overtook me.
See, that would have been the spot where I stopped. I mean, I should stop. It was another hour. I guess I could just title this one 36 to 37. Yeah, I guess I'll just have to stop this one here because that's what feels right. Huh. Huh. $88. 44 times 2. See, that's like an indirect pattern. Someone might not notice it. They're just like, oh, it's 88. But I've been noticing 44 as a pattern after I said 44, and I've been started noticing it, and I can tie it to something important. But that won't be... If something important happens when, when I'm 44, like, how are you going to be able to tie it to whatever is happening right now in your life? That's like where it's indirect patterns, because different points in time, you might have different connections, and you know, maybe in a couple years that number doesn't mean anything to me, but then maybe that number starts to mean something again. But then you're like, what happened back then? What was I doing back then? Oh yeah, level 88 on freaking Liza P on this day. And if you would know exact day and time, because it was just 4:20 when I looked at the clock, then maybe you would know not to party that day or something, or not smoke or something, because maybe you got something really important to do, and maybe you smoke something and then you pass out, and you'll be like, oh, I knew it, that's why I died so much on Liza P so many years ago. But when you can plausibility your way through a lot of possibilities, then when moments like that arise, you still won't be able to put together all the pieces, but you'll at least be able to see like a glimpse image of how all the pieces go together. You probably can't even hear a word I'm saying. That's gonna